JV, let's play 4 in, 4 out NFL playoffs edition. The way this will work is we will have 4 teams from the prior year that made the playoffs that you believe, just for the segment's sake, could miss the playoffs next year, and 4 teams that missed the playoffs in the prior year to make the playoffs this year. Take it the best that you can. I know it's a little bit of a different segment, but I love digging into it before we dive in every year. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it won't necessarily align. Like, I think I got 3 NFC teams making it and like 2 missing out. So, take it with what it is. Obviously, it's for the segment's sake here. But again, I think you told me, AJ, around 4 playoff teams miss every year than the year following, which makes sense, right?
Kind of the average.
There's a lot of turnover in the playoffs that people don't realize. Like, you'll see the Browns one year go 11-6 and then they're out, right? You don't realize that. So the 4 teams I had falling out potentially: Pittsburgh Steelers, Los Angeles Chargers, Green Bay Packers, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'll give you a little point on every one. Obviously, Steelers, I mean, it's self-explanatory. You got Mike Tomlin, you got Rodgers. They're always good, but I feel like there's going to be that one year that they just fall out the playoffs, right? They just fall off. And I'm not saying that they won't be 500, but I don't know if that's going to cut it in the AFC. As far as the Chargers go, don't know what the competition is going to be like, because everyone that missed it last year really ain't that good, in my opinion, besides the Pats and maybe the Bengals. But I'm not really high on the Bengals because all they got is 4 players now.
Yeah, the Niners too. I'm sure you're just forgetting about them. Niners are super banged up.
Exactly. But the Chargers, it doesn't really excite me, the roster. I mean, Greg Roman's offense is kind of stale, run central, and again, I've called it a training wheel system for a while now. I don't see it going too far. And then they lost Rashawn Slater as well, right? The interior offensive line scares the hell out of me. All they got is Joe Alt, obviously Mekhi Becton, who they'll probably move to tackle, but I don't know. It just concerns me. As far as the Packers go, this was more so prior to the Micah trade, but even with Micah, I feel like people are super, super high on them. I'm kind of cutting against the grain here. I like the Packers, but Jordan Love in prime time, in the big moments, turns over the ball a lot. And that secondary is fried in Green Bay. So there are still a few questions. I'm not sure how they'll look. And I still think that division's really good. And then as far as the Bucs go, it was just my 4th pick. That division's going to be obviously competitive. You got the Falcons there. I think the Panthers will be pretty good, to be honest with you, too. But I do have the Bucs in my playoffs. But as far as like losing a division seed, they could lose to the Falcons because it is always close.
Right. Very good take there, man. I appreciate you handling it the best that you can. So for my 4 in, 4 out, the 4 teams that are going to be out, they made the playoffs last year, but they will be missing the playoffs this year. I'm with you there on the Steelers and the Bucs. The Bucs, I believe, could possibly get tripped up by the Falcons or even the Panthers. And we're going to talk about sleeper teams here in a second. Y'all talking a lot of smack about my New Orleans Saints, but I don't think y'all truly realize that we're not being looked at by anybody. And it's going to take just a small stint for us to get flexed into a primetime game. And I'm not saying we're going to jump into the spotlight, but like the NFC South, I think is kind of the biggest sleeper division, like question mark, who can really come out of that division. And it's funny, right? Because like, in my opinion, the Falcons should be running that division. Michael Penix is the best quarterback in the division, or should be, right? You've got London, you've got Bijan, you've got Pitts, you've got Jesse Bates, you've got Caden Ellis, you have James Pierce. Like, we can continue to name off the roster, right? But it comes down to ownership, the front office, and the head coach in Ron Morris. That's why I think the Bucs could possibly miss. The Steelers, I mean, yeah, you've got DK. You know, it would have been nice to have George Pickens. Are we ever going to see Darnell Washington get that true role when he was drafted out of Georgia as what I thought the best tight end in the draft, right? Aaron Rodgers is clearly going to be a solid quarterback, but I'm not really sold on Rodgers anymore being a needle mover. Like, I do not foresee Aaron Rodgers performing at a high level in the playoffs this year. I don't. So I believe the Steelers will miss it. I've also got the Vikings missing these playoffs as well. They made it last year. I believe they'll miss this year. Believe they'll miss this year. I'm very nervous about J.J. McCarthy. I don't believe he was a first-round talent. I don't believe he was a second-round talent. I don't believe he was a third-round talent. I'm not saying J.J. McCarthy was a bad quarterback, but when I saw Minnesota not only move up for him in the first round, but then take him in the first round, I'm like, okay, well, when you're going from Kirk, when you got the replacement in Sam, like, clearly you see something. We do a podcast. They're in the NFL. Like, obviously there's differences here. I've also got the Houston Texans missing the playoffs as well. I just believe that kind of what they have built around CJ Stroud. Obviously, you don't have Stephon Diggs anymore. I believe he's stealing, some other wide receivers in that core dealing with injuries as well. D'Amico Ryans is a very solid head coach. We know CJ Stroud is one of those ones, top 10, top 12 quarterback in the league. But I just believe with these teams that I'm about to name next, they could definitely slip in there. So the two AFC teams I have missing, the Texans and the Steelers, and the two NFC teams I have missing are the Vikings and the Bucks. These are my teams that are going to be in. They missed last year, but they will be making it this year. The New England Patriots, for all of the obvious reasons. Drake May has a Travion Henderson. He has a great defensive unit behind him, ran by Mike Vrabel. Obviously, Christian Gonzalez. We have a Stephon Diggs. Not we. They have a Stephon Diggs. I don't know, man. The way you feel about the Pats is how I feel about the Raiders this year, who's going to be one for me. Pete Carroll, Geno Smith. Love that combination. We've clearly seen it before. Ashton Genty. Amari Cooper is back home. You have Brock Bowers. Max Crosby is on your defensive line. Like, I just really believe that the Raiders could make some noise this year, and we'll really see what happens. I've also got the Seattle Seahawks making it in this year. We know what Sam Darnold's going to be with Cooper Kupp and with JSN. Mike McDonald, one of the better young coaches in the NFL. We obviously are going to see the defense that Seattle brings to the table as Mike McDonald continues to enforce that there. And I've been saying it all offseason. If Sam Darnold fumbles the bag, Jalen Milroe will insert himself and be the potential franchise quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. I say that with 100% conviction. I have no doubt that the 12s will be calling for Milroe if Sam Darnold is not performing. They will not want to see what they already know of Sam Darnold. I believe the media, I believe the people are overcompensating for the fact that he had Jettas, he had KOC, he had Jordan Addison to throw to. And what did Sam Darnold do in the biggest moments of the season? He pooped his pants. There's no way around it. And the final team I have making it in, for all the obvious reasons, are the San Francisco 49ers, one of the most banged up teams in the NFL. We know what Shanahan is capable of, along with the offense, along with the defense. A couple of honorable mentions I'd like to throw in would be the Bears, because I believe Ben Johnson will be able to get the best out of Caleb Williams, and they are fully all in on him. And then also a really wild one, the New York Giants. We're very high on Jackson Dart. We understand that Jackson Dart has been phenomenal in the preseason. And hear me out. Jackson Dart, Malik Neighbors, Brian Daboll, Abdul Carter, Dexter Lawrence, if I'm still thinking correct, Brian Burns. Let's not even talk about D-Law. Like, they are quietly building something over there in the NFC East that I don't think anybody's catching on to yet. So that's going to be my 4 in, 4 out.
Hey, it's AJL here. Appreciate you sticking to the end of the video here on YouTube. You could have chose any other show, but you chose my video, and for that, I'm very grateful. If you haven't already, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media. Hit the bell on the channel so you never miss a post. Check me out on all social media platforms. Right here, you'll find a chance to subscribe to the show, a related video, and a playlist. See you guys in the next one.